You're welcome back to another edition of the video lesson on New Focus Approach to Mathematics Basic 7. This is the revised edition, and in this video, we are looking at how to multiply a fraction by another fraction. Remember, we've learned how to find a fraction or multiplying a fraction by a whole number, okay? And that can be done easily. If I can do cancellation, I do cancellation. If I can multiply the numerators over the denominators, we can do that. This is a whole number and it's over 1. So since I can't divide 5 and 4, I can just multiply 2 times 4, which I have 8, and multiply 5 times 1, which I have 5. So that becomes the answer. This is very cool, right? Now let's look at it in terms of fraction by another fraction. So we have this set of fractions here to multiply. We want to multiply the following fractions. That is 1/3 times 2/5 times 3/4 times 4/7. All right. So we have two options here, which I'm going to take you through all. The first option is to multiply all numerators, okay, and then multiply all denominators. And then when you finish, you divide or you break it to the lowest form or reduce it to the lowest form. So let's do that first. Now let's multiply 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 4 is 24. So we have 24 here, right? Now on the part of the denominator, we have 3 times 5, which is 15. 15 times 4, and that will be 60, right? And then 60 times 7 is 420. So we have 420 here. Now our target is to reduce this fraction to the lowest form, right? And we have 24 divided by 420. So take your time and go through the divisions that we've learned already in the book. And I'm sure when you do that, you have your answer to be 2 divided by 35. And that becomes the answer for the whole fractions here. Now let's look at alternative way of doing this. Alternative way is to do cancellation. So let's see whether we can do that and get the same results. So here, what we are going to do is that you can see that since all we are multiplying the fractions, this 3 can divide this. The 4 here can divide that. Now what is left? I have 1 times 2, which will be 2. I have 5 times 7, which is 35. And that becomes the answer. Isn't that cool? So your choice is yours, either to go by multiplying numerators, multiplying denominators, or if you have a means of doing cancellation and it's possible, you go ahead and you do that. All right, let's take another example and see. How do we multiply these fractions? These are in mixed numbers or mixed fractions, so we can reduce them to improper fractions for easy multiplication, right? So the first number I know is 2/4. So 2/4 means I multiply 2 times 4, which is 8 plus 1. So I have 9 divided by 4 times 1/2. And 1/2 means I'm going to get 3 times 1, which is 3 plus that, which is 5 divided by 3. Then I have 3 3/5. Also 5 times 3 will give you 15 plus that we have 18 divided by 5. Right, so this is what we have. So you can multiply 9 times 5 times 18 and write it down. You can also multiply 4 times 3 times 5 and write it down and reduce them. But the easy way out is to do cancellation where possible. I know that I can divide 3 by itself here, and 3 can divide this by 6. That means 3 divides 18 as 6. I can also divide 5 and divide this 5 as well. So now let me write what I have. I have 9 divided by 4 times 6 at the top divided by 1 down here. Again, I know I can divide 2. 2 can divide 4 as 2. 2 can divide this as 3. What do I have next? I have 9 times 3 divided by 2. Of course, 2 cannot divide 9 and divide 3. So I just multiply 9 times 3, and that gives me 3 9 27. So I'm going to have 27 divided by 2. But since our question is in the mixed form or mixed number form, our answer should be left as proper fraction or mixed number. So 27 divided by 2 can be written as, how many times would 2 divide 27? And 2 can divide 27 as, that is 13, and 13 remainder what? Because 2 times 13 is 20, so remainder 1 divided by the 2. So that becomes the answer for the multiplication. Now let's look at the last example. Sarah is planting flowers in her garden. She uses 3/5 of a bag of soil for one flower bed, and again uses 1/3 bags for another flower bed. If she wants to make the second flower bed twice as large as the first, how much soil will Sarah need for the second flower bed? And so again, so here we are doing multiplication, obviously, because if she uses 3/5 of the soil of the bag of soil for the flower, and then she does 1/3 for another one, and as she want to do the second one, she want to make the second flower twice as large as the first, then we can multiply here by 2, then we multiply by the second flower bed, which is 1/3, and 1/3 means 3 times 1 is 3 plus 1, 4 divided by 3. Now let's do the multiplication together. Again, we can see number that can easily be cancelled, like 3 can divide this up 1, and 3 can divide here also as 1. Then we have 2 times 4, which we know that is going to give us 8, and then 5 times 1 left here will give us 5. And so our answer can be written as one whole number 3 divided by 5. So this simply means 1/3. Okay, so Sarah will need 1/3, okay, soil for the second flower bed if she wants to make the second flower bed twice as much as the first. All right, with this we come to the end of this lesson. Go ahead and solve more questions as you have in your textbook. Thanks so much for watching.